of care.
That's really wonderful. And our members should be so proud of what we've accomplished collectively. Rico, can you talk a little bit more about how we won this victory and so many of our recent accomplishments, like supplemental pay, COVID 19 protections, and even our right to collectively bargain back in 2019?
Thank you, Joanna. Yes, I'm very excited to be here with everyone tonight.
You-
The answer is simple. We did this through power. It was our collective power as a union that won us these victories. CCPU members are one of the most fierce, determined, and relentless members I've ever seen in my more than 20 years of organizing experience and organizing workers.
Your response has been registered.
For you that are on this call, decide to fight for something, our union doesn't stop until we get it. CCPU is the perfect example of worker power, but you don't need to hear it from me. So allow me to introduce Rita Fernando of Alameda. Rita, can you give our fellow CCPU members an update on our fight for retirement?
Well, thank you, Rico, Max, and Joanna. Well, recently, our union won $240,000 to begin research process that will develop a retirement plan for our family child care providers in California. As we all know all too well, unfortunately, many of us work until we are no longer physically able and well past the age of 65. And because of that, we miss the opportunity to retire while we are still healthy. A retirement benefit like this has never been done before. So once again, it's us, California child care providers, paving the way and creating history. To start our research, we will conduct surveys of our members so that we can develop a retirement benefit according to our needs. So at the end, we hope to create a model that can be replicated for other family child care providers across the country. How about that?
That's amazing. Thank you, Rita, for sharing that. Time and time again, I'm so inspired by how providers are finding new and innovative ways to better the industry and create and do things that have never been done before while caring for our most valuable resource, our children. I wanted to just remind folks that if you do have questions, you can press *3 at any time. Once again, if you have any questions, please press *3 on your phone at any time. Next is Ronaldo Sanders, a CCPU member from LA County. Ronaldo, can you give us a little more detail about how the new healthcare benefit will impact providers?
Absolutely. Our healthcare win has me so excited. It's historic, like most things we do at CCPU, and I know it's going to help many of us who desperately need quality, affordable access to healthcare. We won $100 million for providers that will go into a healthcare trust, and it will allow us to lower and in many cases even eliminate healthcare costs for more than 20,000 members in its first year alone. And for our members who don't currently have healthcare, we will create a path for them to get healthcare. This is historic and will, without a doubt, change the lives of so many of our members.
And how can CCPU members ratify this new benefit, Ronaldo?
Great question, Johanna. After the call tonight at 8:30, every CCPU member will be receiving an online ballot via text message or email. We need you to vote yes on the ballot as soon as you receive the ballot today. By voting yes, you are showing your support for health care for our members. Even if you personally don't need health care, your yes vote will ensure that those who do need it get it. Thank you. Yay! Max.
Thank you, Ronaldo. That's incredible and such an inspiring win for workers everywhere. You know, if folks out there have questions about how this new healthcare benefit works, please press *3 and we will get to your questions shortly. Now, let me pass it over to Horace Turner. Horace, can you explain our membership due structure and the second item members will be voting on when they receive the ballot later today?
Certainly, Max. Healthcare, just like all our other accomplishments, it's not possible without a strong, passionate membership. It is that passion that brought so many of us to the Capitol to demand our bargaining rights, our history, first contract, our hard-fought supplemental pay. By the way, it's starting to go out today. And demand for our healthcare and retirement needs are met. Many people know this. Many people may not know this, but until now, the majority costs associated with those trips to Sacramento, with the works that it takes to negotiate at the table and lobby our lawmakers to grow our union and collective power, has been paid by other workers. The member of our parent union, UDW 3930, SEIU 99, and SEIU 521, who are home care workers, county workers, educators, and more, have subsidized CCPU's costs with their own union dues. And we're so grateful for our fellow siblings for helping us lay the groundwork for this historic union and for all of our victories. But we cannot continue to ask them to subsidize our fight forever. That's why we need our own due structure so we can become self-sustaining union. One that stands on our own 2 feet and continues to fight and wins for our needs. I'm fortunate to be on the dues organization committee, and I work with my fellow providers to create due structure that will work for all CCP members and help us build a sustainable, powerful union. Rico.
Thank you, Horace. Can you tell us more about the due structure itself that our member dues committee is putting forth on the ballot today, and how much will members pay?
Absolutely. We really wanted to make it as simple as possible. And all members wanted a due structure that was affordable to all providers based on income without placing a financial burden on those of us who make the least or the most. So we decided on a due structure based only upon the monthly amount of subsidy payments a provider receives. For the first year, our dues will be 1.5 of the money we earn subsidies for each month. This means for every $1,000 you earn in subsidy payments, you'll pay $15 in dues. But to make it even fair for the highest earners, no one will ever pay more than $90 per month. For me, that makes sense because when I think of 15, 30, 50, even 90, and I think about the benefits our union provides, I realize I cannot afford not to be a member. The increase in subsidy rate and stipends, the pay closures, and the COVID protections, and now healthcare and retirement on the horizon, none of this was possible before we came together as a union. That's a small monthly due amount that comes back to me, to all of us, tenfold. Every dollar we spend on dues come back to us. Dues are an investment in ourselves and each other. It's an investment that led me to support our due structure and why I'm on this call right now asking for all our members to vote yes on the due structure when they receive their ballot via text or email later today.
Thank you, Horace. Thank you for that update. You mentioned that the 1.5% is for the first year. What happened?
Your response has been registered.
Sure. Well, next year, we plan on negotiating a new bargaining contract that will, one with our goals and being an increase in subsidy rate. When that passes, that contract will increase our dues by only 0.5%, which will bring us to 2% in total. The $90 cap will not change. As a member, I believe these due structure is solid and ensures our future remains strong and powerful. and we will continue to make history. So Max?
I'm hearing both Horace and Ronaldo urging members to vote yes on healthcare under the due structure. Rita, for those who might be confused, can you please explain this ratification vote and what they can expect to see on the ballot?
Oh, I would love to. After this call, CCPU members will receive a personalized link via email and text message to vote on our ratification. Members can vote from today, August 29th, through September 14th. During that time, you will be asked to fill out your ballot and vote for two proposals, the new healthcare funding and our new due structure. And, you know, I speak for all of the members on this call when I say we strongly recommend everyone to vote yes on both.
Thank you for that. I'm sure our members have more questions, and I would love to turn this call over to them. As a reminder, if you have a question, press *3. All right, Joanna, back to you. Who's first?
Thank you, Max. All right. We have our technical support here, Dan Errol. Let's see if he can refer us to our first caller.
Yes, our first caller is Ophelia from Riverside.
Ah, wonderful. Hello, Ophelia. Are you online? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Ophelia? Hi. Hi, sis.
Hi.
What is your question, sister?
Well, what I wanted to know, when does that go into effect, the healthcare?
Until when is it going to affect? You said when will it take place? Is that your question?
Yes. Yes.
I love to take this
Any
call.
of our
Yes,
Okay.
This is Horace. So, Ophelia, this is Horace. The beautiful thing is we have a beautiful opportunity to make history. And before we can do anything or give you information, we have to ratify this vote. So before any money, any decisions could be officially made, we all got to vote yes to make sure we provide that coverage, health care for all providers that need it. Thank you.
All right. Next question, Dan.
Next up, I
Joanna.
have Syra. Oh,
Hi.
please.
Yes. Max, go ahead.
No, adding to Brother Horace, just reaffirming what he's saying, it's important to vote yes. The goal, if it passes, is to start a benefit early next year.
Thank you, Max. That's important. But we won't be able to start that benefit until we ratify the contract. I guess that's what the message here is, right? All right, Dan. Set us up on the next call.
I have Syra Estrada from Los Angeles County.
Hi, Syra.
Hi.
What is your
Yes,
question,
good
sister?
evening. Yes, I'm so sorry, Dan. I actually had a second question after hearing a little bit more. So there's two questions, if you don't mind. The first one is for the ballot. Are we able to vote as a non-citizen, or do we need to be citizens to vote? And then the
You
second
don't need
question,
to be. Go ahead.
Sorry. Okay, just the second question is if the coverage is strictly for providers, or if we're able to cover our children as well.
Got it. Thank you for that question. So I'll take the first one because it's easy. But you do not have to be a U.S. citizen. You don't even, or anything like that. This is, if you are a union member, if you're a dues-paying union member, then you will receive a ballot. If you receive a ballot, that means you're able to vote. Okay? In terms of coverage, any of our leaders want
Take
to
that
ask?
as well. I would love to
Okay.
take that one as well. This is Horace. So as of right now, the way the the state has ability to control and provide resources through the subsidy payment. And we are receiving structure through that. So at this current time, those who are receiving subsidy payments are the ones that's going to be eligible. So at this current time, it's only going to be for the provider themselves. But rest assured, as we grow our union and get stronger, we're going to be looking forward to adding additional. So as of right now, we want to vote to build on something, and that's where we're at the moment. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. All right. Next caller.
Next caller is Patricia from Ventura.
Wonderful. Hi, Patricia. Are you there? Hello. Are we connected? Patricia, can you hear us? I'm sorry, I'm not hearing.
Hello?
Oh, sorry.
There you are. Hi,
sorry. Nope. They just dropped at the same time. I am so sorry.
That's okay.
Next up would be Claudia. I do not have accounting.
Hi, Claudia. All right, Claudia, can you hear us? Uh-oh, are we having technical issues?
Can you guys hear me?
Now, yes. Claudia, what county are you from?
From San Bernardino County. I'm in Rialto.
Wonderful. What's your question, sister?
Well, I think you guys already answered it. I was asking about when would we be accessing health care and how would that, I guess, because I just logged out. I was just connected to you guys. So I kind of missed some of it. I'm trying to figure out when we'll be having access to it, I guess.
Sure, I'll take that question again.
Yep, Horace, absolutely.
We are in the process of ratifying the vote. So the first thing is we want to get everyone to say yes to health care. As Max mentioned, we like to get this started the first part of the year.
Oh.
But we must make sure we meet that deadline. So that's our intention, is the beginning of next year.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for that question, Claudia.
Thank you.
All right. We'll wait for another call.
Yeah, next up, I have Crystal Evans.
Crystal, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can very clearly. What is your which county are you from?
San Diego County.
Ah, wonderful. What's your question?
And my question was about the retirement plan. How soon will the retirement plan start? And will we have to pay into it and they match it, or how would that work? And then I had another question, which was the healthcare issue. What type of healthcare would be provided if we all do the yes vote and it passes?
Thank you for that question. Anybody want to take that question?
I will love to take it as well. So the first question you had asked, when will the retirement kick in? We were fortunate to receive $240,000 to start a survey that's going to really break down the unique process on what we do as providers, as hours that are untraditional and the way we work. We're going to have a survey that's going to really break down to look at what we need. Second, we're going to have an opportunity to define and gather information that's going to meet our request for our retirement. And third, we can continue to build our union to make sure we're just as powerful as we are today, but stronger to request all that we need. So the retirement, it's on its way. The second question you had was the healthcare side of it. It's coming, but we have to ratify the vote. So I hate to say that we don't have an answer, but to be honest, we have the information in front of us to ratify, to make sure we get this money collected, and then we can take the initial steps and have another meeting to say, yes, we're ratified, we have the money, now we're going to sit down and discuss. So all these great questions are going into the process of helping to build everything that we need. Thank you.
Thank you for that question, Crystal. Anybody want to add on to Horace as far as retirement plan is? So we got $240,000 to start a study. Go ahead.
I would like to add something. Just that the
Yes,
retirement program is, we are still in the stages of researching, so that people understand that we got money to research. So we need everybody's input. So when we send out or whatever method that we decide that is going to be for researching that, we need everyone's opinion. We need people to answer whatever survey is sent out or is done, because then we can make an educated decision. Or, you know, if you with because it's our union, it's us. So
Yep.
instead, be part of the decision. Be part of the decision. And the healthcare is here. We got some money. We already got something. But to get that money, we need to vote yes.
I agree,
Excellent
Rita.
point, Rita. Dan, do we have another caller? Thank you for your call, Crystal.
Next up is Deidre from Los Angeles County.
Oh, wonderful. Deidre, are you there?
Yes.
Hi. What's your question?
Hi. Well, my question was that, just for clarity, to understand that the money of $100 million has already been allocated. It's in a trust, and so it won't be distributed and can't be distributed until we make the vote. That's the clarity. We have the money, but it has to be in a trust, and we have to make the vote first, right? Before we get voting on the monthly dues and the health care. But the money is one, but it has to be distributed based on the vote, right? That's the question. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's the money's negotiated through the state, and so the bargaining unit, which is you guys, the bargain has to accept the proposal to ratify it, and then we can decide how to spend the money. Right? In the simplest form. Anybody else want to add to that? All right, so ratification is a process in which you're saying, yes, give us the $100 million. That's what ratification is. Do you have any other questions, Deirdre? Oh, did we lose her? All right. Next question.
Next up is Hazel.
Hi.
Hi, Hazel.
Hi.
What county are you from?
Los Angeles, California.
Wonderful. What's your question?
I just heard him speak on the retirement thing. Now, when we do vote it in and it's accepted, does it start the day that it's accepted, or do you go by how many years that we've been doing child care?
Mm-hmm.
How does that work? You know, do we get anything for being in it for long lengths of time, or does it just start the day that it's accepted? And I just wanted to let you know I'm so grateful for the healthcare thing because we're needed. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. We are just as important as these good teachers are. We have wonderful teachers, and we are just as important as they are because we do partnership with teachers. You know, before school and after school, and the tutoring and the helping parents to stay on a level, positive level. We're all part of a team. So I'm so I'm so grateful that they're putting child care at a higher standard, that we are just as important. And I thank everybody who's involved with the union. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Does anybody wanna take that call?
Yeah, I can
That
jump
question?
in. It's Max. Good afternoon. Thanks for that. On the retirement, just just kind of rehashing what Horace said. It's basically the state, we demanded and forced the state or pushed the state first to put the $100 million a year for healthcare, and to begin and to acknowledge that providers need some form of retirement, and to that end, put $240,000 to conduct a study on how to process the retirement for providers. So the thing is that we have to keep pushing. We have a contract next year, as you heard Horace mention earlier, and that is when we have to push to consolidate the fund and to get the funding. So right now, we're voting yes to get the healthcare that we all need, and then to establish a retirement study and fund, so that then we can fight next year to try and get money into the fund to be able to distribute. So we cannot answer. There are no concrete answer. There's no responses that are concrete or specific about the benefits themselves because it hasn't happened yet. Same as healthcare, it's not concrete, the benefits necessarily yet that are going to happen until we get the money. Then the trust can start working on it.
Oh, very good. I hope that answers your question, Hazel. Do we have another caller? Dan?
Yes, we have Kelly Morris from Riverside County.
Hi, Kelly. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Kelly. Say again your county. Sorry.
Hi, my county is Riverside.
Thank you. And your question, sis?
My question is about the dues structure. Does anybody know what that structure is going to look like?
Sure. Anybody want to take that?
I would love to take it. This is Horace.
Hi, Horace.
So what we're looking at is our dues are going to make us self-sustaining, and we're talking about having 1.5% from the subsidy payments that you receive on a monthly basis with a cap of $90. So that will be the ideal how that works. And when we go to negotiate for our contract and and again, the $90 cap will not change. I hope that answers your questions. Structure.
All right. Thank you, Horace. Who's our next caller?
We have Maria from Contra Costa.
Hi, Maria. Are you there? Maria. She's not coming through. Hi.
It does not seem to be on the line.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
Are you there? Maria? Hello, Maria? I'm sorry, I don't think it's coming through, Dan.
It doesn't sound so. Yolanda, not sure of the county.
Hi, Yolanda.
Can
are
you hear me
there?
okay? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, yes,
ma'am.
I'm Contra Costa County. I'm probably with Maria. However, what I wanted to know is I've been in childcare for over 30 years, probably 32, 35. My husband do have retirement insurance. What I wanted to know for myself is at what point, if I was going to retire, I'm 65 years old. If I was going to retire in 5 or 6 years, at what point would that retirement start for me? Would it be fresh or would it go back? How does that work?
Anybody want to take that? I think let me give it a try. The $240,000 that we got to study a type of retirement for providers is going to begin after we ratify this contract. So there is nothing specific. So we won't, in terms of how much, how will it work, that sort of thing, with regards to retirement, because we have to accept the study. We have to do the study first, basically. So you vote to ratify the contract. We take the money from to use for the study. The study will reveal how to get a retirement for you guys. So I hope that answers your question, Yolanda from Contra Costa. Next caller, Dan.
Next caller is Peggy from Riverside.
Hi, Peggy. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi.
Hello?
How are you? What is your question?
Good.
Hi.
My question is, I currently have Medicare because I am 65. So how would that insurance benefit me? And would my dues be the same as everyone else's if I'm not able to use that insurance?
I can help take that one.
Really... Yes, please.
We'll tag team. I'll let you go first.
Sure. The dues,
okay.
Yeah, the dues don't just pay for like benefits. What the dues pay for is our ability to actually have a union. So you're not actually using dues money to pay for anything specific like benefits or anything like that. The dues pay for us to actually have a union structure that could bring members together to then use the power that we have collectively to turn that into action and change. Now, because we have a union, we're able to do things like negotiate with the state, fight for benefits and other things, but the dues don't go to pay for the benefits specifically. So that's why everyone pays dues. That's why everyone pays the same amount of dues. And that's why it's important for us to actually pass the due structure, because without that, we don't have a union.
Rico, you hit it on the nail. Just like to add, there are benefits that you have received and information that normally wouldn't have been in our favor 3 years ago until we became a union. So again, like Rico mentioned, because we have a union and our siblings who provided their dues to cover our bases. So we're asking, let's be self-sustained so we can continue to reap the rewards that we have been receiving in the last 2 years. And I know a lot of callers, a lot of people that I've spoken to are ecstatic because we have been on the highlight and receiving, and a lot of work that's been pushed forth. But to answer your second question, even though you're on Medi-Cal because you're over 65 or you're at that age, there are things that can benefit you. So there are things that we're going to be talking about that's going to be a benefit that you can use. So stay tuned. Once this ratification goes through, we'll be having another meeting explaining what we're doing, to ask any other questions, to redefine, to make sure we're putting the best healthcare process forth that we can do with the amount of money that we're receiving. Thank you.
Yeah, can I insert
Thank you for
something?
that.
There's another thing that I think it's very important to say about this. With our dues, we have a strong union, and with a strong union, we're sitting at the table. And when decisions are made about policies, now we have an opinion. We can say something, and the decisions are not just imposed to us. We have a say. We are child care. We are child development professionals. We are not babysitters anymore. We're not seen by the state as babysitters. We're seen as child development professionals because we have a strong union.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Okay. Next question, Dan.
Next question is from Tamika in Sacramento.
Hello, Tamika.
Hello?
Hi. Is it Tamika or Tamika? From Sacramento, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's a terrible feedback. Terrible feedback.
Hello? Hello?
Hi. What is your question, Tamika?
Hi, my question is regarding the ratification. When they send the ballot out, the ballot is just to ratify saying that we want the health care, correct?
Yes.
But we don't necessarily know what we are ratifying, what's actually inside the health care plan, correct?
So the ratification process, what we're ratifying on this contract is the actual $100 million that the state and our bargaining team reached a tentative agreement for. So that's what you're voting on in this contract, along with the due structure that we're proposing at 1.5%, and then at the next session goes up a half a point. Horace, do you have anything to add?
Yes. As Joanna mentioned, we are ratifying the $100 million to start. And I remind everyone on the phone, it's been a long journey for us members that it's been on the fight, because initially they were saying no, no, no. But because we're strong and we don't take no for an answer, all of us collectively together have sent emails, marched on the Capitol, made multiple phone calls. They realize we are to be listened to. We are forced. Now they, like Rita mentioned, we are at the table now. They're acknowledging they can't go without speaking with us because we represent all child care providers in California. So to answer that question, you're saying yes, the team came to a position of $100 million and another $100 million ongoing. And we're saying, yes, we want that money, so then we can take action and provide the health care. And the trust can then build the health care that's going to meet your needs and other providers' needs. Thank you.
Okay. Next question.
Maria from San Diego County.
Maria, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. What is your question?
Yes. So I would like to know if you guys can tell us how much money we will be paying for the child care insurance. Like, is there going to be like a monthly payment? And the second question is, do you know if we're going to have to pay a co-payment every time we use the health care?
Those are very good questions. Horace, do you want to take that, or I can take it?
I can take it. I love the healthcare has been a big part of something that we have on the table of $100 million. that's going to allow us to take away some of the costs. See, those who have covered California, those who actually have healthcare right now, this idea of what we're going to provide is a resource to take away those expenses. And for those who don't have healthcare, we would like to be able to help them get into a coverage. So at this point, can't speak on anything concrete, but that's the structure of what we want to develop. But the first thing is we need to ratify this vote, and then we can come back and take all the questions and answers and move forth in that direction of what you're going to be looking at.
Yeah.
I can also
I would,
share
I
that.
would, go ahead.
I just wanted to share that everything Horace said is correct. You know, this is us. These monies that are provided by the state, mind you, to set up this healthcare program. But there's goals, right, that SHIP is trying to achieve. And once we're trying to achieve, we can't guarantee it yet, but we're trying to achieve that it costs nothing for the insurance, if possible, and that if we can, that we actually have some type of benefits card that could also help go towards copays. So, you know, it would be wonderful if we can get to a place where there's zero out-of-pocket costs for most, if not everyone. So that would be one of the goals we would try to achieve. But we have to ratify this first in order to even design the program. We can't do that until we ratify this.
So with your vote, with your yes vote on those ballots, we are able to receive the money and then begin the process of discovering how can child care providers receive a health care benefit. So, you know, we can't get to that discovery until we ratify. And I know this is what we're constantly saying, but that's really what the vote yes on the ratification means. Okay. Next question
is from Fanny Master in Ventura County.
Ventura County. Fanny, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, how are you? What is your question?
I think I already asked you a question. It's about the dues.
Mm-hmm. And what is your question about the dues?
You know that I pay $10 right now directly from my credit card. Are you guys gonna take another 1.5% off with my subsidized kits with my check on top of the $10?
No, not on top of the $10. Horace, do you want to take that call? Or that
Sure.
question, rather?
Sure. So the idea of dues, currently the $10 is a way of helping us set up, but it doesn't cover the cost, and this is why our sibling group that amongst the three unions has helped us, has kept us above water. Now that we're asking and saying that with this ratification, we can then have our payments pulled from our subsidy checked from the state and their contractors. So it will be one arranged payment depending on your monthly payment from your subsidy. So every $1,000 you receive, there will be a $15 charge. If you go over a certain dollar amount, your max would only be $90 a month. Hope that answers your question. Thank you.
All right. Next question.
This is Nancy from Stanislaus County.
Hi, Nancy.
Hey, how are you? I just wanted to ask, I know he went over the union also, but I know some unions, are we paying the 90 because we're starting off and we're low on members? Because I know some unions that pay $45 to $50 a month and they get a lot of benefits with it. And I wanted to know, what are we getting out of paying that $90 besides the stimulus that we get?
Mm-hmm. Nancy, Yeah,
Can I answer that?
Absolutely.
We're not paying $90. Only people that get $6,000 or more in subsidized payments will pay $90. People that get less than that will not pay $90. So if you make less than $6,000 in subsidized payments, you're not going to pay $90. And that, because that it would be 1.5% of your subsidized payment. That's really important to stress out, because you'll be paying 1.5% of your subsidized payment. And it's not like you're paying for benefits. What you're paying is for your union dues. You're paying for the union to fight for you, to fight for all of us. You're not paying for the stipend. You're not paying for the check you get for the government. You're paying for all the fights. You're paying for everyone to work, to get, to be able to sit at the table and negotiate in your favor. That's what we all are paying for. I am a private pay provider, and I'm not getting the health care or the retirement. And I am voting yes for everything. And I am paying the dues too. And I'm not getting that. But I'm getting everything else. I'm getting a lot of benefits of having a strong union. So I am happy of paying dues because I have a strong union. I am part of a strong union.
Thank you, Rita. Anybody else want to take that question?
Yeah, I'd like to add on top of that. Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, Horace.
So just to add a little piece to that, you know, at the end of the whole process, we are the union, and there has been a lot of eye-opening process through the pandemic that we have been in the light now, being that the brothers and sisters before us that has been fighting, and we finally got our union within the 20-year fight. We're finally here, and we receive so much, but it's not enough because we're still deserve more, and we're going to get that. But we are now looked at a different light. We have licensing looking at us differently and have to respond to us and stay accountable to us, because we are the union, that we have a voice now. We are no longer allowing the R&Rs to walk over on us. So when you pay a dues, it's to have the union be sustainable. And as we grow, we have so much more power and so much more, many more things as in benefits will come our way. So please try not to get stuck on the idea of I'm paying my dues for things that I don't receive or I'm not receiving enough. Look at the big picture and just know that what you put in, you're going to get tenfold back. Thank you.
Thank you for that answer. You know, no organization can continue its mission, not even church, not even any organization. It has, you know, without its members contributing to it, and that's your dues, right? That's dues is used to continue the organization's mission, which is to improve the lives of its members, to to improve working conditions, benefits, and wages. So, and it's not to purchase your health insurance, right? So, with that, I think we are taking our last call because of our time. Dan, who is our last caller, please?
Yeah, that is correct. And just before I take them, I just wanted to note that if you are in the queue still, your call will be answered by someone from your local union. So we are tracking all the calls. And at the end of the call, If you didn't ask a question, you will have the opportunity to leave a voicemail, and we will make sure someone gets back to you as well. And our last caller will be Maria. I do not have her county.
Maria, are you
Hello?
there?
Yes.
Hi, Maria. What
Hi,
county
can
are
you
you
hear me?
from? Yes, ma'am.
Riverside County.
Riverside,
County.
you said? Riverside. Thank you, ma'am. What is your question?
I have a couple of questions. So we have, I know you were saying about the medical and all that stuff. Now, would that also be for my employees or just the owner?
Good question. Anybody want to take that?
Maria, great question, Maria, and that's something we want to work towards. But as of right now, creating a history of receiving something that no other union has done, in a sense, we have to be appreciative of what we got. So it's at this current time, it's for our providers, but we're definitely, as we get stronger and bigger, we like to grow that. Thank you.
Thank you, Horace. Is there another answer? Somebody want to say something about that? All right. Well, all right, folks. That is all the time that we have for today. Thank you again to my co-hosts, Rico, Max, and to our wonderful CCPU member leaders, Horace, Rita, and Ronaldo. I want to remind everyone to be on the lookout for a text and email shortly following this call so you can take part in this historic ratification vote. Any final thoughts from anyone?
Yes, Joanna, I like, for sure. I want to give a little brief statement. I just want to thank everyone for joining us today. And I want to thank all my fellow members for their hard work. Lastly, I want to say thank you, and I want to say one more time, I hope you join me in voting yes to ensure that we bring healthcare funds to our members and we create a self-sustaining union that continues to change child care here in California for decades to come. Thank you.
Well said, Horace. Thank you all again for joining us, and have a great, great evening. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you all so much
Good
for
night.
joining. Don't
Thank
forget
you,
to
thank
vote
you.
Good night.
yes.
The Access Live event has ended.
Thank you for joining our conference call today. At the end of this message, you will have the chance to leave a message with any questions or comments. Leave your name and phone number, and please speak slowly so we can get it right. Someone from our union will listen to your message and get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
If you wish to leave a message, please press 1. Otherwise, you may simply hang up. Goodbye.